were they? I didn't notice that.
Nobody that big of a positive tonight. What is up, everybody, and welcome into the Winner's Lounge. Pistols going off.
Pistols.
Ooh, a little pistol. Getting intense over here.
New layer.
What are we on? How many wins is this in a row?
6.
Was this 6 games in a row? I lost count.
Do you guys know what it feels like to lose?
I can't remember.
I mean, I know what it's like the rest of my life.
In life.
Yeah.
When I come into here, I've forgotten how to lose.
Gas prices have changed.
Who cares?
Things happen, man.
My in-laws very concerned about that. It's not the only thing they really bring up. Guys, the show is always brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR when you do, and watch the pregame show. Watch the pregame show because Dev hands out winners like they're cheeseburgers.
Hey, cheeseburger Eddie. You know what I'm saying? I was throwing out those cheeseburgers.
You know what, though? Usually the cheeseburger is the flavor of an out-of-town team. Like, they'll have you an In-N-Out burger because they'll give you picks from the Lakers.
That is true.
They'll give you deep dish Detroit-style pizza.
Deep dish Detroit-style burgers.
Which means that I just have like a wide array of
I mean,
ideas.
you'll get fed. It's just like it might not be your style. That's all.
We're back here. If you didn't know by now, we're back here over on DNVR 1, our YouTube page. We're very close.
Back,
hit that like button, hit subscribe because we're this close to being over 10,000. In fact, Kale, do we have a subscriber watch? We should go on subscriber watch because we got to be right there. And maybe through a little bit of pushing on the show, the people watching can be part of history.
144 to hit.
144?
Try to do the math again. Let's see if let's take one more swing at that math.
That is, 134.
There we go. We got 134.
Math is hard. We should have more than that. Like after this show. Like,
yeah, we better.
We're closer. We're closer to me streaking.
No.
We're getting closer to me streaking.
Don't know if people want that or don't want
I
it.
actually don't.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
All right, quick introduction here. I do have Cheeseburger Eddie on the end, also known as Superstar Dev.
Also known as the Streaker.
The Streaker.
Well, I can't have a nickname until it happens, so I have to do it, and then we'll all go streaking.
I hope the Nuggets will have a great season, and it ends with Dev just having to report every time he moves because he's on the sex offender list.
That would be the perfect ending to the season. It would be very good.
He goes streaking on Colfax and gets arrested.
The brand is strong.
Over here, I have the brawny man himself, D-Line Co.
That's right, guys. I'm here to mop up the mess you guys leave behind.
Ooh,
felt
that
aggressive.
wasn't that smooth.
Yeah.
Over here, I've got Brendan Vogt.
Hey guys, I got a pregame smoothie and a gin and tonic in, so it's a good night.
Touching all bases.
The slow ankle reveal. Man, you're such a tease.
Guys, tonight it's funny. Like we were almost fretting before going live today. So we're like, what are we going to talk about? And actually, I'm going to start before we even talk about this game. I have a serious question. Is Denver's excellence in the Aaron Gordon era starting to get a little bit boring?
Nope.
Meaning, I didn't think so either.
Let's do it again tomorrow.
This was a pedestrian.
we are.
Honestly, this was a run-of-the-mill win. This was a game where Detroit came out. Jerami Grant had this game circled on his calendar since they moved it. Prior to that, he had the other date circled on his calendar. He was ready for this one. He came out wanting to make a statement. He did. And the Nuggets won anyway in just dominating fashion. What do you think, Dev?
I think that it was great to see the idea that one team truly did care and take this game serious. And it was not the Nuggets. The Nuggets took the day off. They said, Jamal, you never sit. Today you're sitting.
Yeah, that's so true.
Like, no one cares. This is the game that you're going to sit.
Jamal looked
and
pissed at the sideline not getting to be part of it.
Everyone else, you guys just go out there and do what you do. They had the Detroit Pistons made Will Barton look like Wilt Chamberlain. Like it was amazing what they had going on out there.
He was great tonight.
One team cared and the other one didn't, and then that was the team that got blown out. It was kind of sad.
Wilt Chamberlain. You know what the statement was that was made was that I made a terrible decision. Why would I have gone from this unbelievable team, the Denver Nuggets, to be a star on the Detroit Pistons? A terrible, loathsome.
Hey, look, man. By all accounts, he seems to be getting what he wanted. And
it's true.
And good
This
for
is like
him.
this is like you quit a job, like to get a better paying job, but like that new job sucks, and like your old job's fun.
Hey, look, I go back and forth on that decision all the time. No, I'm just kidding.
It's more like he joined like a really rising great company to go form a startup. And that's really what it is. He's at a startup right now, and it's the salad days. Like
it's so true. They have no product.
They have no product yet. They're working on it, but it's not like he went there thinking, "Oh, we're gonna be awesome." Like he went there knowing that. But yeah, I mean, look, this was a game where Denver, I thought, like, who stood out? Will Barton, I thought, was very good. The bench had some good moments, Everything else was just normal, and Denver won by, I don't even know whether they won by 15.
It got
They won by 100.
They won by like 15 or something because it got close to that 11-point spread, and we were starting to sweat, which is why,
but then friend of the spread Zeke Naji
friend
took
of the
over.
spread Zeke Naji, which is like why put $1.
Actually,
on
this
a
is
game
great.
or something
This is
because,
great.
Like it just makes you pay attention to the minutia that had at the end of the game when they put Michael Porter Jr. back in. We were on pins and needles to see if he would get his last several rebounds, which he did not. But we were interested. We were engaged.
I'm telling you, man, this game was the greatest advertisement for sports gambling and for DraftKings Sportsbook you could possibly imagine, because you're right. At halftime, the Nuggets were up for 20, and it was like, well, what is there to watch here? Let's take invoice of our inventory of the stores.
Looked up at the game for the first time in hours for the final 2 minutes when he realizes the 11-point spread's in danger.
Oh, man.
He walks in for garbage time.
I know. I didn't know if that guy was here for the Nuggets or not. Turns out he absolutely was.
Yeah.
It was pretty nice. What sticks out to you?
Well, first of all, the Detroit Pistons got a good shooting night, and Jerami Grant played well, and Sadiq Bey played really well.
43% from they got 15 3-pointers tonight.
From three, it felt
From three.
like. I guess I haven't.
No,
checked
you're
the
right.
box
15 to
score.
35, 43%.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so I just thought, and they were still never really in this game whatsoever. It really highlights why, even when Denver was in 9th or 10th or whatever to start the season, when you have Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, you don't take a flyer on Jerami Grant as your number one option. And he could be averaging 35 points a game on 50, 40, 90. Tonight you saw, like, Denver has bigger fish to fry. And good for Grant, but even when he was going off in that first quarter, you're just thinking, whatever.
Well, here's what I'll say. If you really want the nuanced discussion about Jerami Grant, I think the thing would be he probably should have started last year during the regular season, in my opinion. He unlocked Michael Porter. We saw it in the play. The fact that it was your playoff go-to lineup, but not your starting playoff go-to lineup, tells you, like, okay, probably something wasn't done right there. But the other part is, and it's not like this was a Denver problem. He was in Oklahoma City. He wasn't doing these types of things.
Right.
But there was some untapped potential in him in terms of a playmaker, this or that. Now, I don't know if it translates. We've never seen him do what he's doing on the Pistons on a good team, because to do it on a good team, you have to pick your spots. This is what Michael Porter's learning. Could Michael Porter score 30 points a night, or 25 points a night? Probably. It just wouldn't be – it'd probably be for a bad team. Picking it with your spots and reading that takes a lot of work. So I don't know if he could do it. But he does have talents that I didn't see,
sure,
and I'm certain Michael Malone didn't see, and maybe that's one lesson you take away from Jerami Grant.
Yeah, I feel like what we were talking about before, like just Michael Malone mismanaged the amount of time he had with Jerami Grant. Like he didn't quite make a concerted effort to learn about what it is he had to offer the team early on, and it wasn't only till is that a chair? What's going on?
Oh, cherry in there, man. You're the cherry at the bottom. It's fantastic. The best part of it.
Was that a Sunday or what?
Black cherry.
But he, so he mismanaged the time, and by the time that they realized what they had, like Jerami Grant was already soured on the idea of staying. So that sucks.
Part of it, it's just so different to be a first option from a third option and a fourth option. And it's possible that Grant was never going to be a transcendent third or fourth option. And to be anything close to what he is in Detroit, he needed a very, very high usage.
And I'm telling you, we have such a hard time quantifying value when we talk about basketball, because I highly encourage people to watch the pregame shows. I mean, I say this all the time. They're like whole separate podcast. Maybe we should release them as podcasts so people can hear them, because they really are like discussions that I almost wish we were having now, but we already have it.
Yeah, it's funny. Like we really put a lot of emphasis on this show. We do no planning because we can't.
That's true. That's very true. But we talked about ESPN coming out with their 25 players under 25 years old list, and somehow Jamal Murray is behind guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Brandon Ingram and all these. I'm sorry, guys that are not on his level. But the thing is, Jamal Murray scores 21 points per game. Jerami Grant, if you watched, there's going to be people that say, oh, Jerami Grant outplays Aaron Gordon. Is he better than Aaron Gordon? This or that. It's like, you could score 29 points, or you could be a role player in a good team. Trying to pretend, say this is definitively better than this thing or whatever, it just takes more. You have to actually watch. It takes more nuance. And that's what I think is lost. Like Jerami Grant being able to do this, I don't know what it really tells you about what he could be on a champion.
I think everyone gets like so fixated on the idea of scoring and just what it looks like when you're the only guy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys that are by themselves that are putting up monster numbers, and it's not amounting to anything. But when you could put up those numbers alongside a really good group or cohesive unit, that's when it looks a little bit different. You put Jamal Murray on his own team, he's going to average about 27 points a game.
Yeah.
You put Michael Porter Jr. on his own team, he's going to average 27 points a game. But you have a transcendent player in Nikola Jokic who does every single thing like on the floor, and you have to try to fit around him. It like is different from any of these guys have ever played around a guy that like talented. And also at the center position, it's really hard to try to like adapt to a guy when growing up you've never had a center that's able to pass the ball, a center that's able to have the ball in his hands, and you have to make the cut and not just get the ball at any time. So it takes a lot. Like, I don't think that a lot of guys will be able to play with a player that good, that talented in Nikola Jokic. So it's hard. But also Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., they get it done, and they also sacrifice so much every single night.
Yeah.
I just hope people appreciate it. Like that's the thing. Like Michael Porter, I hope he never gets too big for this, and I hope Jamal Murray never gets too big for this, because they are. But that's the thing, is they actually are big enough to say, "Hey, I'm too big for the second or third role or whatever." But the fact that they have thus far embraced it is just so great. And we can move on now to talk about. It's funny. People are going to be upset. We have the king of the game ready. We'll talk about Michael Porter Jr. here. 25
the coronation
points.
Of
25 points.
King Michael Porter Jr.
Is it the coronation? Is this at 25.7 rebounds? It's funny, 11 of 16 shooting, because when you look at Jokic's night, it's far superior to this in every single category.
Kill your fire.
But I'm serious. We could.
I don't pick the king. You guys do.
But what I'm saying is we could give it to Jokic every night. Tonight was kind of about, for me, Michael Porter's like ability to make shots, especially early on.
Oh, come on.
You're just like such a game changer, man. Such a game changer.
3 or 4 from deep tonight. A couple of those were just, you come on and right into my grill if you'd like.
Doesn't matter.
You can breathe down my shirt. I'm fine. I don't care.
There has been a transformation that has happened. We said the night before the trade deadline that there was a really good chance the season was going to change and become anew, be rebirthed and anew. And with it, like, the Nuggets are an unstoppable force. We've become obnoxious, and we now expect only winning. Our big market energy is off the charts, dude. We get bored when the Nuggets are up less than 20 points. We scoff at other teams, other NBA basketball teams, because they can't stop us. It's embarrassing to us to watch them play. We're different now, and you're going to have to come along with us or get out of our way, because we don't care.
I am serious about this one thing. Like, mentally, I do have a different, like, I approach the Nuggets games differently. I'm serious about it.
We're about to bully the league.
This is what I mean.
Like, the role you were born to play.
Even last year, when the teams were winning, they'd grind out wins or this or that, and you're like, man, I believe in them because they just have this thing, this like magical thing. Now I go into games and I'm like, they're so much better than 80% of the league that they can have a C+ game and they're going to win. And most nights they have an A- game and they just murder you.
This is the Porter impact, in my opinion. There are a lot of factors in play.
That's a great
They're
point.
more complete than ever. But like before the Aaron Gordon trade, this team was skyrocketing. They were trending up, and a big part of it is they have a legitimate third guy that right now is as good offensively as any third guy you're going to find in any league on the planet. And
Second. You'd still have a Brooklyn team that has Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, and I think that you probably
none of them play the games.
Fine. No.
Sorry, I'm just saying. Like, it is weird that this league is so dumb.
When you find that team, those players have to be on the court, which is not something.
They'll be there eventually.
Look, man, if you're
sorry.
Brooklyn, you don't change anything. But if you already have Jamal Murray and you already have Nikola Jokic, it's actually hard to handcraft a better third wheel than Michael Porter Jr.
It's so true, man. It's so true. And that you're right what you said. He represents the difference. Like, Aaron Gordon has gotten all this. Nuggets now 5-0, 6-0. What do we say? 5-0 in the Aaron Gordon era, 6-0, 6-game winning streak. But 5-0 and Aaron Gordon gets a lot. He unlocks. He's such a huge part of it. But it really is running parallel to an already ascending Michael Porter, and I just believe in the talent, man. You watch him and you're like, this is now, he's going up March 2nd. Since March 2nd, 15 points or more on 50% shooting or better, and it continues tonight. Wasn't close. It was far surpassed both of those numbers.
I look back at us 2 weeks ago and I think how pathetic we were with our worries and our fears. They're things that we thought about. We thought were important. We're like,
and the Raptors won.
We're like, how are we going to integrate Paul Millsap into the starting lineup? We're like, we're not. We're going to get Aaron Gordon. Doesn't matter. None of that garbage matters. What if we lose to the Kings again? We're not ever going to lose again. We have big market energy. We've earned it, and it's go time. So
Michael Porter's really good. And in a night without Jamal Murray, I mean, he got an enormous contribution from Will Barton. I thought he had a fantastic game and an encouraging game. We're going to talk about him. But the fact that you have another guy that just like makes something out of nothing, and also it more and more just fits seamlessly into what Denver does. That's what's great about Michael Porter. He both makes shots that are just sort of Michael Porter shots, and then he also plays within the flow of the offense in a way that's beautiful. Jokic, we have to talk about him second. We'll get to Barton here in a second, but Jokic tonight, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, 13 of 16 shooting tonight.
Yeah, that's a masterpiece. I didn't even realize that was happening in real time.
Is it possible to have a quiet 27, 8, and 11 on 81% shooting? Is it possible?
I mean, we gave him king of the game.
He does it every time. Like,
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
It's starting to.
Give it to
We gave it to MPJ.
Oh, I was not paying attention.
We could have gave it to a lot of guys.
Yeah.
But, like, Jokic's brilliance is starting to piss me off. He's so good that it's bothering me. Like, are you even trying anymore?
I don't know that he was
Like,
trying that
you're
hard
not
for a
even
while.
trying, and you go
Didn't
for
seem
and he did so many like unique things in this game. Like he had multiple dunks. He had a body dunk. Like he
bodied
got a
Isaiah
post-rise
Stewart.
dunk. He also like the spin move where he put him on him. He like in his head he was like, why would you guys put a rookie on me? Like destroyed him. Going to the lane, he's just like making extra passes for no reason. Like it's just he's unlocked like a level that like I don't even think that he knew he could reach, and now that he's there, he's just like is this it? Like I have to do something else. I think he has to challenge himself in different ways now because it's not even the rebounds anymore.
No,
we
now
used to always lock
it's
in the
assists
rebounds.
now.
It's the assists now. Like he's starting to unlock new levels of himself.
It's funny because he averaged that triple-double, and he had so many assists in the first 10 games of the season. Remember, he's going off. And then it really cratered. Like, you know, when I say really cratered, it's down to like 8.
Because the Nuggets were losing.
Well, maybe. But, I mean, that's part of it. It's part of it.
Then he was like, oh, now I have to score because nobody will score.
But I do wonder if now that they're back, I do wonder if he's just going to average 11 assists a game.
He is.
I kind of agree with this
every
take.
single night.
I honestly think the biggest barrier down the regular season here is just going to be them not blowing teams out. Like he's going to have to play long enough. I know we're so big market right now, but they are approaching.
No, we're not. Jokic played less than 27 minutes tonight to get his 27, 8, and 11.
And it's like, okay, well, it's just the Pistons, but but it was also the Sixers and the Clippers.
I hope there's at least one Detroit fan watching this.
Oh, can I say something?
Is infuriated with.
There's definitely not. There's
Doesn't
definitely
matter.
not. We definitely do have this smug. I love how quickly we've segued into this.
Smug.
Can I say something though? Actually, I have a bone to pick with the audience, with you there, audience, and I'm actually speaking to very specific people because I saw a take online. I saw a take the other day when the Nuggets played with their food in Orlando and then only won by 10 points. I saw somebody say, "This is what's wrong with the Nuggets. When they get a bad team like Orlando, they don't blow them out like great teams do. They barely win by 10 points." And then tonight I put a stat out. I said, "The Nuggets are a machine." And somebody said, "Hey, it's the Detroit Pistons, man. They're not a machine. They're going to." And I think about this. You can't celebrate losses. You can't celebrate, you know, when you don't blow a bad team out. You can't celebrate when you do blow a team out. Are you only supposed to enjoy like 4 games a year?
No,
that's what we're for, baby.
Is this all you can enjoy in sports?
Give me a winner shot.
It's like 6 games a year you get to be like, you know, that was fun, and I'm appropriate to say so.
You know what, guys? I thought they played well tonight.
No, we're gonna get necklaces with big D's on it. We're gonna go
Nuggets.
So we're just gonna eat it up, and you guys are gonna hate us. Except for no, you're not. You're coming along for the ride. We're gonna be unbearable. Let's go.
What are those sunglasses Kanye used to wear with the slits in them?
Yeah.
We're going to buy a bunch of those.
Yeah, we'll watch full games through them. Not being able to see half the game won't matter.
Will Barton could have been king of the game tonight very, very easily. He was a team high plus 19. We think. The box score tonight has been all over the place. I think he does. I think he had 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. And I got to say, a 3 of 6 shooting, I thought he looked, I mean, again, it was a bad opponent, but I thought he looked locked in and confident. And just, you know, he looked very comfortable. I don't know what it was.
He looked more confident than he has. It might have been the best Will Barton game this year.
It was a good
just
one.
Because of the ability to do whatever. I don't know if you guys watched The Longest Yard, but like when Adam Sandler got hurt, it was Brucey time.
Yeah.
Today was Brucey time for Will Barton. He gets out there. He's like so excited about everything that's going on. He's making the extra passes. Like we haven't seen that flair in the passes that we've seen tonight. He's doing no-look passes with like just the will to thrill like type flair to him, and it was good to see that. Like I thought that this would be a game that he would get himself going in, just not having Jamal and everything else just flowing. And he didn't have those dumb mistakes that we've been seeing from him lately. And I think that was the difference in the game. If you could just like stay mistake free, like make your shots, and also make sure that everyone else is getting involved, that's what you need from Will Barton, and we've seen that tonight. I would have gave him the king of the game.
You know, you were
just
actually
because you
part
don't.
of that conversation.
Yeah, I should have been part of that.
You had input.
You were like,
was I?
man, whoever makes those choices.
But Dev, for me, the difference between this night and a similar night in which a lot of people are groaning about Will Barton, he finished his looks at the rim tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he's turned any corner there. I made that mistake a month ago. I thought he was going to finish at the rim again. It's probably going to be a roller coaster all season. But tonight he did. And I think that's the difference between, I think, what some people look at as a selfish Barton versus an efficient Barton.
He stepped up tonight, and it's funny, like 16 shots from Michael Porter, 16 shots from Jokic, 16 shots from Will Barton. And it's funny because we've been seeing 14 shots from every single player in the starting lineup. Tonight, Jamal Murray goes out, everybody gets 2 extra shots, and that's just how it worked. It is interesting that Michael Malone kept him in the game. He played 36 and a half minutes tonight. And I think part of it was because he was playing so well. And I think Michael Malone knows, like, a player like Will Barton looks forward to nights when he gets to take a little bit more of the spotlight and is feeling good about himself. And feeling good about yourself really is an important aspect of basketball. And you leave him out there to kind of get a little bit more, let him get a couple more numbers, feel good, and then we'll get over to San Antonio. What?
People are buying us winner shots.
Winner shots on a Tuesday in this economy? Wow.
I'm just
People are buying them? What are they? Oh, wow, 30. We got to do it for 30.
Yeah, we can't ignore that,
We can't
I
ignore
guess.
that one.
I love that we like live in a
Thanks,
dunk
Cal.
take.
Oh, we do live in a dunk tank.
Step right up.
We might have to start putting the like $20, $30 limit or something up.
Well, it came up in the Discord the other day. Maybe I've been hit it too hard a couple times.
Why don't we take our first break? On the other side, we do need to talk about a bench unit that did a very good job. And we have a special guest here in the Winners Lounge. I don't know if you guys know. You guys know him.
But you don't know that he's here.
But you don't know that he's here. So we'll hit that in a minute.
Breckenridge Brewery is the official brewery of DNVR. The Mile High City Copper Lager. It's the official beer of the Denver Nuggets. It's Denver Nuggets themed. You can see the sweet Nuggets themed can.
So
it tastes
sweet.
delicious. They're drinkable. You might have seen us drinking them here on the DNVR Nuggets postgame lounge,
I think we're out.
aka Winners Lounge.
Yeah, you probably saw us. You saw the result of us drinking them at least a couple times.
You can get beer delivery from the Drizzly app or head to the nearest grocery store like King Soopers or Costco, or you can order delicious food and booze from the farmhouse if you're able. Call 303-803-1380 from 12 to 8 p.m. for pickup. Use code DNVR to save $5. By the way, if you're not sure where to find those Mile High Copper Lagers, Mile High Cities, punch it into the Breck Beer Locator. Tell them where you live. You tell them where the beer is. Good deal.
What else you got?
I
You
don't
can't
know.
memorize that there's 2 ads.
They're really the greatest.
Wow. Are we doing a break here?
Hang on.
Oh, we have Manscaped back, baby.
We do have Manscaped.
We got
back.
Manscaped back.
Here's a
I
natural
guess I'll start
segue.
manscaping again.
Oh man,
Start.
Use a Manscaped.
Start again.
No, I still use, dude. I've been using Manscaped the whole way
Only
through.
use products when they sponsor me.
Listen, Manscaped, I trust you. I believe in that LED light. Support for DNVR is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. That rhymes. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming
Rakia.
experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2
Bring the
million men
bring the
worldwide.
bottle
2
that you
million.
used. I wanna
We have an
see it
exclusive offer for our listeners: 20% off plus free shipping with code DNVR at manscaped.com. You heard that right. That's 20% off plus free shipping. So go ahead and get that lawnmower 3.0. Get the tools you need to take care of yourself below the waist. The best in men's grooming, Manscaped.
You guys noticed I haven't had any nose hairs lately.
Yeah, I was going to say
Adam.
that.
Do you guys notice that?
We've
Yep.
noticed. The world is.
Do you know why?
The trimmer, the nose trimmer.
because
Manscaped nose trimmer, baby.
That actually makes sense.
Dude, I'm all over that thing. It's awesome.
It really is awesome. It's like I look forward to using it. So what we're having tonight, guys, is Slivovica.
Oh,
We think that's how it's
Slivovica.
called. And it is
Slivovica.
plum brandy. It's plum brandy.
Givali.
Chivli.
Givali.
Chiveli.
Oh,
Nope, not Valley. That's Italian.
Did I just take a shot for the Penn State hat? That's crazy. I didn't even go to Penn State.
everyone says this. It's supposed to be cold. We keep it out. I swear we keep it in the goddamn
Hey,
oven.
hey, to the streak. How long's the streak going, Dev?
Oh, are we not supposed to go already?
This is gonna get to 10.
It's gonna get to 10.
This is gonna get to 10.
What is that a random number, or is there a game at the end of 10 that you feel like we're gonna lose?
It's a random number.
That is a random. That was the number of Michael Malone's gonna wear the headband. I'm gonna go streaking.
For Dev. So Dev, when you're done with that shot glass, I can pour you another
I love that they hate Dev.
I know.
I love that they do.
I know.
Givali.
Look at his face. He can't even do the first one.
Givali for sure.
Thank you for the shot.
Oh no! What? I have to take 2.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, you know what?
You can take your time. You can take your
signed
time.
the chat.
If we get to 300 likes, I'll take the second one.
Oh man, you know we
you
will.
can't put 2 stipulations. They already
Yeah,
gave money.
he can do whatever he wants, man.
All right,
All right,
that's
guys,
what I'm gonna
let's
take
keep it
the
moving.
second one.
Let's keep it moving. Let's talk about the bench unit here real quick. I thought tonight the bench looked very good, and I'm not sure why it was. I think it's because Detroit's bad. But Paul Millsap tonight goes 5 of 9. I thought he had some very big moments. I thought Facundo Campazzo sort of steered the ship very well.
Good Facu minutes.
Good Facu minutes. He even got good Dozier minutes for parts, although he did finish just a 3 of 9. What stood out to you about that bench unit?
Well, part of it was Facu looked a little better. I didn't necessarily like PJ or Facu offensively, but when those two have played well together, I feel like they've turned a corner. They've turned it up defensively a notch, and tonight they did that. Still a bit of an adventure, but they can have that impact. There are nights where Facu looks appropriate, right? Like you'd think his impact would be for someone who's 5'9". But there are also nights like this where when he and Dozier are getting after it, you go, that must be so annoying to put up with.
Yeah, I like we made the joke halfway through that the bench looks incredible, and really they would look incredible every night if they would just play the absolute worst team in the league.
Yeah, but they've looked bad against bad teams also. So there was some improvement.
Yeah, but all of their stuff was working. They had supreme rhythm. Paul Millsap had a really sneaky, really good night. But they were playing the absolute worst team in the league. So it's hard to draw too many conclusions.
Here's one thing I'm just going to throw out there. Jamal Murray has been the guy that Malone has tapped to lead, to be the starter with the bench unit. And it's unfair to Jamal Murray. That sucks. But it's not that Jamal Murray is not good, of course. It's that you already run 2 point guards in that second unit. Throwing a third one out there, maybe that's part of the problem. Tonight you go with Will Barton. Okay, still kind of a guard, but a combo guard, exactly. And maybe it's just as simple as, hey, man, you can't have 3 tiny guys on the court at once.
I'm telling you, we early in the season, the major charge that we had, the major thrust of our early season musings on this team was that we wanted Will Barton to accept a role on the second unit to be 6th man of the year. I don't think that should be the case because he's so good with the starters, but he is very good in that position where he is actually the guy that is being looked to at times to be the fire starter. He can do that, and it's not a position that he's afforded in any way, shape, or form on that starting unit.
Dev is sweating this over here. I see him over here, and he's for real, trying to figure this out.
What are we talking about?
What's hilarious is you said 300 likes, which is on a bad day we'd get that one. So you really could have said something else.
Everybody watch him
You did
soothe
it to
himself.
yourself.
You did.
I'm
do
gonna
it
take
to
this
yourself.
one for my people.
For my people.
The
For my
Serbians.
people.
The Serbians. Apparently, you say the best Givali. Apparently, it's Dev.
I've been telling everybody I'm a Serbian.
I don't know if it's Dev for sure. They actually said the black guy says it best. So my best guess is it's Dev.
Come on, dude. If they don't use names, how are you going to assume?
Yeah, that's fair. That was assumptive of me. You're right.
Wow, honking like a goose.
Does it remind you of your time back in Serbia?
This reminds me of a time that I was in a fist fight.
With the Serbian chick I was dating.
This isn't a relationship story.
I thought he was going to a relationship. I thought Kel was going to cue up the music here. Is there anything else to break down from this game, guys?
No, there's not.
There's really nothing else to
There's
break
really
down?
not. The Nuggets are in control of their own destiny at the moment. They really, it just comes down to their effort. At this point in time, and especially with the competitive streak that they're on, this is it's literally a test of whether or not they can stay locked in enough.
Focus, right?
Which is important.
Scale of 1 to 100, how confident are you in the Denver Nuggets' best punch?
In their bet, if they
play their best, how confident are you?
99, and the 1 is if they're playing LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Same thing. It's
Brooklyn
Mike
too.
Tyson in his prime.
I'm just
right
going to say that.
It's Mike Tyson in his prime right now, man. You got to get back.
Does this feel weird? I mean, dead serious about this. Does this feel weird that we are a week removed from the trade deadline? It's not like we've seen an enormous sample size, but there is like we've watched this team so much that you know the rhythms to them, and you watch the rhythm right now, and you're like, yeah, that's their best rhythm, and it's just steady and consistent. Like they just are always in their best rhythm.
It's really not this kind of thing where you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like
I know
that's the thing is I'm not. You're absolutely right. I'm not like I'm trying to rack my brain for like, well, this is what's happening. It's like no, they're just freaking great.
It's not like they're shooting 60% from 3 over their last month.
They're not just getting hot,
right?
And in fact, they've been cold. They've been very cold in the last stints, and they've then just come back out and been like, all right, like against the Magic, they came out. The starters weren't the best that they could be.
Right.
Then they came out, and then they were the best that they could be. They just came back. They erased an 18-point deficit like that, and then that's Mike Tyson in his prime.
Who's hopping out the chair? You hopping out?
I can't.
I got you.
You're out of here, Dev. You should have done it before the shot. You should have been like, you know what, guys?
That would have been.
I would have done this, but I gotta hop in. We got a special guest. Are you hopping in here, Peter? Hey, pop it in. We have a special guest. You guys know him from the chat. He is an OG member, a founding member of the DNVR Lounge, DNVR Discord. You've been there from the start, haven't you? Day one.
That's right.
Wouldn't you say? Hop on in. Welcome to the Winners Lounge. You got somebody show him how to use the microphone. Everybody comes in here.
Dev's necessarily the
yeah,
guy.
that's such a great point.
Stay on the mic.
There it is. Put it right up in your face. There you got it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, everybody, welcome. Bucket 88. AKA Buckets, AKA Peter, but I'm not going to call him that. I'm gonna
AKA
call him
Vice
Buckets.
President of Discord Operations.
That's true. I think
take it.
I think he's C-suite. He's in
What?
the C-suite. He's a CEO, CFO.
Oh, okay.
You know how we like corporate metaphors.
Is that, corporate metaphors?
We're big corporate people.
Before we move on to anything else, Buckets, is there anything we missed from this game that you think needs to be discussed?
No, you guys covered it.
Got it. Bucket.
All right, you've heard us. You've listened to the show. I know you're always tuning in, and you're watching just now. We're a 99 out of 100. 99 out of 100 on the confidence scale. Where are you, and are we overhyping things? Because look, beating Detroit doesn't mean nothing.
I guess the one gripe of the thing the team doesn't do well maybe is we don't really get to the line enough yet. So
Yeah. Jokic should try and get punched in the face harder. To get to the free
That's
throw
true,
line.
though. As a group, they don't.
Yeah.
you're getting great shots every time, so that's great. Hopefully, you just got to knock them down. But the great teams, if they're not shooting well, that's when they put their head down, gets to the line. Hopefully, Jokic can do that in the playoffs, and he usually has. It's going to be interesting to see in a tough moment what Michael Porter Jr. and the rest of the guys do. But we've seen Jokic and Murray. I have faith in those guys.
What's the state of Michael Porter? Do you kind of agree that so much of this rise right now is about Michael Porter's rise?
I think they were good anyway, but he just continues to elevate them. I mean, he's so talented, and it's just been really cool to see his progress on, not really having to know how to play and still be good. And now you can really see he's starting to get it.
Sure.
It's just fun to watch.
To me, I always felt like, okay, those 3-pointers are going to come. Like, this
Right.
guy is an elite 3-point shooter. The what he's doing in sync with the team, the chemistry, he is so much better around the rim than he was, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Not just his timing with his cuts, but also his ability to finish, to put the ball back on the floor, to pump. He's just figured it all out, and it just seems different to me.
And it's good that it's like he finally realized, hey, I'm 6'10", and I'm quick. I can get inside and get easy baskets.
Right.
It doesn't have to all be flashy threes.
I think you're right with this game, it's so hard to comb through other things. And even with the state of the Nuggets is good. It's very good right now. And I'm excited to see them tested. I don't know that it's coming up. Tomorrow's a test because it's a back-to-back, and that's always hard. So that'll be a little bit of a test. But I do think that they have a lot of winnable games. I wouldn't be surprised if Dev Stradamus' prediction comes true. They end up getting 10 in a row. But
Super Stradamus?
but
Something there.
You tried. Yeah. I am curious for when later in the season when they do run up against a couple big tests.
Nostradam Dev, by the way. You both got it wrong. Okay, keep going.
Because I think they're ready for it. Let's play a little game of Would You Rather. You guys think you're ready for a little Would You Rather?
To state a preference? I don't know. We'll see.
Let's see if I got that in me. I'll dig deep.
Would you rather? Buckets, you're in on this one.
I just noticed how much this looks like a penis.
What does?
This graphic.
Oh my! Well, it kind of does. You're right.
That probably would have skated under, but yeah.
So I'm honored to be the
fire
tip here.
yourself?
Very
I
honored
think I might
to
be
be the tip.
fired.
Would you rather? We'll let Buckets go first every time. Would you rather Jokic come up 1 assist shy of a triple double, or come up 1 rebound shy of a triple double? He comes up 1 assist or rebound shy all the time.
I mean, who cares?
Would you rather be
What do you
sat
mean,
on
who
the
cares?
Tuesday
I
or
have-
sat
I
on
have
the
a
Would you rather be
preference.
punched in the right side of the face or the left?
I'd rather have him come 1 rebound short because he averages more rebounds, so that'll get him closer to averaging a triple.
It's the right answer. There was the right answer.
Bucket. I mean,
made
you went
fun
to
of it.
bucket, so
Yeah, well, exactly. Do you have a preference here?
you want me to follow that?
Yeah, you can't
No,
beat
I'm
it, but you
sitting-
can try
I'm
to get
sitting
to it.
tight
The
here.
objective right answer.
Yeah.
We're like, but I like rebounds.
Well, that was the other half of the answer is, like, Jokic tonight only had 11 assists because he didn't play the fourth. Like, if he had played the fourth, he probably would have had at least 14, 15, who knows, maybe more. He was in such a groove in that third. So, yeah, Jokic sometimes does have the near triple-double where it's like 18 points, 15 assists, 9 rebounds. And I'd rather that. You're right. The coolest rebounding game of his career is not that cool.
No, like, well, I bounced right
All
to
right,
him.
all right, you ready
You never
for...
see rebound reels on like Sports
Never
Center.
once.
Assist reels are
Yeah,
way cooler.
that's so true. By the way, in the comments, if you have a would you rather, Kale, keep your eye out. If there's a good would you rather, save it because I want to see it. But the next one I have is a real Sophie's choice here.
Oh boy.
Would you rather Michael Porter Jr. make the All-Star game next year or Jamal Murray? Buckets, you can go first too. You can go first too as well. You're the guest.
I
Don't
think
mess this up.
I'd rather have MPJ make it because I want him to stay in Denver and I want Jamal to keep the chip on his shoulder.
Oh, that's like 4D chess. I was just gonna say Jamal because he's been here longer.
Because he's what?
Because he's been trying to get it longer.
Yeah. That's a good answer. I actually am with Eric on this one.
Yeah, screw you,
I do think
Buckets.
I think it'd be a cool order of operation if it's like Jokic is an all-star, then Jokic and Murray is an all-star, then Jokic, Murray, and Porter are
Why
just
not both?
perennial. Yeah, why not both? There you go.
I think it's Jamal because I think it's something that's sort of an emerging theme in our conversations of late. Just, how underappreciated he is for what he's been willing to sacrifice. How easily he could be averaging 25 a game in Atlanta, in my opinion, on a worse team, make an all-star team. But he seems to be content to be here to throw praise to Yoke. So I want to see him rewarded.
Who do you think's more likely to make the All-Star game next year?
This is such a tough question, and this is not really a Porter versus Murray thing.
No, it's the other positions in the
Is it
Western
Porter?
Conference.
Look, just the
Ooh,
way-
I don't know, man. You're right. There's a lot of good forwards and point
Both those
guards.
guys, like Jamal Murray, is in the ultimate traffic jam of guards in the.
Let's go to
West.
What is Bucket?
Yeah, you
I
probably
think,
got it right.
I think Jamal has less room for error. I
Okay.
just think Porter can have a bad game and he's still going to get those easy 10 to 12 points just from being around the basket. So Jamal's really going to have hot shooting, and stay healthy and play better than the other guards. It's really tough for him to make it.
What's the avenue to both players making the All-Star game next year? I mean, all right, for starters, they have to be the number 1 seed. You can't. I don't know if a team's ever gotten 3 All-Stars and not been the number 1 seed. In fact, you might have to be a Utah Jazz level 1 seed where it's like you're well above
Yeah,
everybody.
they need to start like 18-3.
Yeah.
How deep is our big market energy going to be? Are we going to be
Oh my God.
outraged that we don't have 4 starters in the All-Star game?
Aaron Gordon should be in there if you look at
He's
the
going to be
advance.
saying that.
How big will our
Where
market
is
energy
Zeke
become?
Naji on this under 25 top 10 list?
It's such a slippery slope, though, between shooting for the we should have 4 All-Stars to when they award Player of the Month to 5 guys, and you're like, okay, now we suck.
know what? This is kinda
This is
lame.
really lame.
This is lame.
Wow. Okay. But seriously, man, I think there is a chance that this is big market energy coming out right now. But I watched this team go, and you just said 18-3. They need to start 18-3. I'm like, yeah, that's right. I mean, they're 18-3 right now over their last 21 games. Almost.
Right.
What are they now? 18.
Well, they've won
15
of
15 and 3.
They've won
So
15 of 18.
they're well on their way to 18-3 over this.
Do we have any Fire Malone comments in the chat?
Not tonight.
So true.
Thanks for asking, though, Bucket. I'm sure they'll come now.
Yeah, I just put one in right now. Let's see. How that goes.
We'll see how this goes.
All right, this one is for you guys. This one is for you specifically, for yourself. Would you rather be make an All-Star game on a non-playoff team, or would you rather come off of the bench for a contender?
I feel like I already do the second one. For a living. So
That's a great
Is it-
answer.
is it
Nobody
gar-
else laughed at that.
I was
That's a
about to say-
hilarious
I was about to
answer.
say,
Hey, man, that's
right.
good stuff,
I was
man.
about to say, is it garbage time already?
Marcus Howard.
Man, look at you.
I'm a mess.
Adam's a mess because yesterday was his fake birthday. Now he's lost all.
Yesterday was my fake birthday. I'm going to celebrate it every year.
Yeah, man. I even forgot the question. The dropping of the phone. Like, really,
Would you rather make an all-star game on a bet?
I'm a winner, man. Winners hang with winners, Adam.
You think this is true? Is he a winner?
Yeah.
You hear that, guys?
I think he needs to hear yes.
Buckets,
So I'll
honest answer. I know this question is like impossible to really answer.
I hate that I'm saying this, but I think I'd rather be an all-star because then when you're like 70, you can tell your grandkids you were an all-star.
That's so true.
If you were,
I just learned a lot about
my
you.
grandfather was coming off the bench for a playoff team, like, it just doesn't sound as cool.
That's so true. That's actually a really good point.
But are we assured that this team peaks out in the playoffs? They're definitely not a championship team.
Always has caveats.
What a weird one. All right, what do we get, Kel? Do we get any good ones?
Ring versus All-Star?
Yeah, a couple good ones.
All right.
Important. Someone read this.
Would you rather see Denver win a championship or see Vogt's ankles? Wow. Wow, Vogt hiding up.
You can only have one.
This is an easy
know what,
one.
Chet?
I could never see his ankles again for the rest
Look
of
at
my
that,
life.
huh?
I would be fine.
Look at that.
I don't think I've ever
offended,
actually seen your ankles.
They're on the show every night.
My brain filters that out, so I don't know. All right, what else we got?
Would you rather AG win the dunk contest or MPJ win the three-point contest?
Man, what a great one. All right. Woo! Woo!
Ooh, spicy.
Man, what are we going to do here?
A lot of this is like a quibble that is not ours.
What do you mean?
AG winning the dunk contest is righting an injustice that we were never a part of.
No, but I'm saying he would be again. Like, it's not what you're going back in time. It's like, okay, he participates at this time as a Nugget, but he wins because guess what? Nugget Aaron Gordon, a winner.
Yeah, I also hate to break it to Orlando. He's actually a Nugget now. Like, all through and through.
Oh, that show goes back even.
He's
Yeah.
a Nugget. We claim him now.
Wow.
Have the Nuggets ever won either one of those?
David Thompson won a dunk contest, I'm pretty sure.
Will Barton lost the dunk contest.
Won the first ever dunk
pretty
contest.
JR2,
handedly.
right? Or no, was he with New Orleans?
Birdman lost it in embarrassing fashion.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
not had a lot of great showings on
Birdman's a reach for a dunk selection. He is tall, though.
Yeah, JaVale McGee had a good showing in the dunk contest.
Oh, that's right.
Not on our team at the time, though.
Yeah. Man, this is a tough one. I think I would rather see Michael Porter win the three-point
That's
contest. The
what I mean.
three-point contest has become the superior contest.
See, that's what I mean. Like, I'm saying that it would be cool for him to win, Aaron Gordon to win the dunk contest, but he's brand new and it doesn't mean as much as like we just bought this toy from the store.
Yeah.
And like we made the other toy.
Can I counter, though? Aaron Gordon looks around. Wow, this was all it had. This was all it took? I just had to come to Denver?
Ooh, big market. I love
Tim,
big
what are
market
the rules on
Denver.
lifetime
big
contracts?
market Denver, baby. I'm
You know
so
what,
ready
though?
for it.
I'm with Adam, though. The three-point contest means more because they don't put scrubs in it. It's always the best shooters.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, you're right. Aaron Gordon beats
Dunk
Amadou
contest
Diallo. And you're like, oh. No.
We all watch the NBA. We're like, who's that guy?
Yeah, so totally. Like, this is a
can't
dunk
believe-
contest?
Look, he actually plays for the Fort Wayne Mad Ants.
Yeah,
like,
so true.
sick.
The badass.
All right, one more from our boy Ray. Would you rather beat the Lakers in the first round but lose afterwards to the Jazz, or beat the Jazz in the second round but lose to the Lakers in the final?
It's the last one. You want to get as
Oh,
far
I
as
don't know.
possible.
I hate this question.
Yeah, this is Ray. You really
not
brought
losing,
the
Ray.
vibes. The vibes are not great.
Come on, Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
Both
This is so
scenarios.
un-Ray.
Ray's backup question
is
was,
very
would you
Ray.
rather get divorced or cheated on?
You know what's funny? That is more of a would you rather question, though. They're all like terrible, right?
Yeah,
you're
it
right.
is.
Yeah.
You're supposed to not be happy with
You're not
anything.
supposed to be happy with either.
But you got to
of
make
these.
it to the Western Conference Finals. Nobody even like the first one is just like our personal vendetta, and the second one is like back-to-back years in the Western Conference Finals. We get to continue our narrative of being in the conversation as contenders, no longer one-offs.
You know,
But we never beat the Lakers.
I know. I'm kind of with buckets,
know.
but this goes deep for me. You know your meme, your Glee meme, where she's like, "I am going to scream." Yeah, Mike, you have the one. Mine is for like, I am going to talk so much shit about the Lakers.
God.
Yeah, it's be like
It's
that's
so
just me.
true.
Like I have like an entire encyclopedia of insults I am just saving up to hurl over in the event the Nuggets knock them out of the
we
playoffs.
are going to be toxic.
You're going to have to remind me
We're
that
gonna be
that's
so toxic.
not a
We're
title.
going to ruin the timeline for all who would venture upon it.
But then we lose to the Jazz, and it like really, I don't
yeah,
know.
that is tough.
It's like just as bad.
That is, yeah.
So this is what do they say? Call this kissing your sister. Isn't that
sure.
what they call it? No, like it's a
I'm going to steer away from that for my own sake, but you might be right.
Yeah, I actually have a sister, bro. Come on, be cool.
all right. Why don't we? Do we have any more would you rather's? Those are all the
Did
good
we
ones.
get all of the super chats? I feel like Mike Wilson put one up that never got up
He
there.
did. That was a while ago. He was apologizing to Vogt for something. Let me find it.
It was for his.
Thanks, Mike.
It was for his elbow pads the other day.
Oh, it's okay, Mike.
What a like.
I know what's up if you wear elbow pads in public.
I'm just so blown away at how like.
Here it is, found it.
Yeah, let's see. Due to a week of Catholic Guild.
I think he meant guilt.
Nice typo, dude.
A typo in a super chat?
$20 to send a typo onto our show.
But maybe it's the Catholic Guild. That he's,
Look.
Oh yeah, like he represents the Lollipop and Catholic Guild.
Look,
Okay.
Mike, I may very well have been going fox hunting after the show. You don't know. I'm not offended. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm just what I was gonna say is it's amazing how just ordinary this blowout win was for Denver. I'm telling you, man, it's
Took
quick.
care of business.
I'm telling you, everybody, search your feelings. Like really reflect. You are like me. You have become big market. Yeah, you've become big market bully over here, where you're just like
I put my hat backwards.
Spurs in town tomorrow. I'm gonna murder him. Gonna slide. It's gonna be. Oh, I feel
Yeah,
bad for the
None
Spurs.
of us are impressed.
None of us are about Spurs are in town. That's an easy dub.
Yo, oh yeah, no, it's like a
Knock
team.
on wood.
Yeah.
Like a team comes in, they're like, "You really need to watch Mo Bamba. He's really doing some special things this year." We're like, "Oh, is he? Oh, that's adorable." Like the way that everybody would talk about Jokic, would be like, "No, he's really good at assists." They're like, "Oh, really? He's a point center.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
adorable." You know what?
F
Screw
those
you.
people. All right, let's hit a break. On the other side, Harrison
That's
Wind
us now.
still waiting to come in. He should be here any moment. I'm curious if Harrison, by the way, ducked his head into the old Jerami Grant postgame presser. Be curious if there was anything there. We'll find out.
What are we doing? An ad read?
I think that's the idea.
Okay, cool. I don't know about you guys, but anything that can get delivered to me, I'm all for. Subscribing to Strava means you never have to buy coffee in the store again. It'll land on your doorstep every 2, 4, 6, or 8 weeks. Not 7, though. 6 or 8. That's very important. Whatever you prefer, you receive 20% off your CBD-infused coffee every single time. If you're a first-time user, Strava is now offering a 25% off code to our listeners. So for all you loyal listeners who've already used the 20% off code, you can now re-up, save 25%. Use that code DNVR25. CBD-infused coffee helps with chronic headaches, joint pains, IBS, and so much more. Plus, no coffee jitters if you want that 3rd or 4th cup a day, which I don't just want, I need. Remember, purchase online for 20% off using code DNVR25 or subscribe and save 20% of every order.
Does that have any positive effects on, say, something like IBS?
It does. The honks go up, the IBS goes down. Have you walking around?
By the way, I
looking
just came up
confused.
with a new term for us and the team together. We're the Smuggets.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm such a smugget right now.
Probably not going to use that, but good stuff. Hey, it's everyone's favorite tournament of the year. The golfers are in Augusta, Georgia to compete for the coveted jacket. It's the green one, Eric, if you're wondering. And DraftKings,
not my
America's
favorite time of the year. I
top-rated
just wanna make sure
sportsbook
that's
app, is putting you at the... Yeah, my favorite tournament, Justin.
I will say though,
Yeah.
golf has for me personally, the highest discrepancy between fun just watching it versus fun when you bet on it.
Oh,
you
you
bet
got-
on golf,
Really?
adrenaline. Oh, because you get to bet on like every single hole, every hit. You know, so you're like, there's no waiting. You're just like, all right, yeah, he's gonna make this.
You got to bet on golf, and you got to do it with DraftKings. They're putting you at the center of the action by giving you a shot to land in the green. That's a golf pun and a gambling pun, Eric. This week, DraftKings is giving you 100-to-1 odds on the golfer if you're choosing to finish in the top 10. Not to win, just the top 10. That's 100-to-1 odds.
That seems so easy.
If you haven't tried DraftKings, this is the time. If you're not sure where to place that bet, hit up Andre, hit up RK. They'll let you know. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code DNVR when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 if the golfer of your choosing finishes in the top 10 of this weekend's tournament. That's code DNVR to turn $1 into $100 for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Colorado only, new customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. And one more ad, if I can find it. I haven't memorized it yet, Adam. And it is our friends at MSU Denver. Hey, you don't have to wait. You don't have to choose. A lot of you want to get your life going as you're waiting for the world to start turning again here, waiting for the vaccinations
it's turning,
to roll
baby.
through.
It's turning.
You
World's
don't
back.
have to choose it. Education is important. So make sure you don't put it on hold and you get your education with MSU Denver Online. A lot of folks, a lot of businesses are pivoting to online these days. MSU Denver Online, they've been doing it for a while. This is not a lazy experience. It's not A to B. They know how to put you in the classroom with teachers that have experience in the real world. They know how to get you prepared for the real world. So get your education going with MSU Denver Online.
I have a basketball note I just thought of as I was sitting here. Usually I'll go back and obviously rewatch the game, take more detailed notes. If you ever missed the Notebook episodes, they always come out. I guess I won't have one for tonight, though. They got a game tomorrow, so there'll be none. Thank God. What are the notes going to say about
You'd
this
be
one?
like,
They murdered them.
They're better than the Pistons.
They really, it was just not that close. But one note that I did have that was kind of interesting, if you've been following my work on DNVR, by the way, subscribing and watching the list, I've been highlighting all the different plays and actions that the Nuggets have been utilizing Aaron Gordon in. And they almost all pivot on Jamal Murray, setting back screens on one of Michael Porter Jr. or Aaron Gordon. What was interesting about tonight, you swap Monte Morris in. Doesn't even set good screen. Like Jamal Murray, such a good screener, man. Like an insanely good screener. Monte Morris is so little. This is hard for him. Like, honestly, he'll get hurt if he screens too much. But they run the actions. Still worked every time. I'm telling you. It's like there's sometimes
Adam would call him out. Like somebody's coming. He's like, "Oh, here comes Porter's."
And I was
it's
like,
gonna get a
layups.
wide open jump shot from the elbow.
Boom.
Well, you know what else
Boom.
did? We
Every
finally
time.
saw they went to do that that back screen from the horn set with Morris instead of Murray, and it didn't work. But we finally got to see what happens next, which is then you just flow into a pick and roll with Jokic, or
but that's why I say it
like,
did work. That's what I mean. Yeah, it did work because you just can't defenses have to jump so many different directions because they don't want to switch it, and it's just this is part of why I'm so confident. And you mentioned earlier, they're just making shots right now, or are they making shots? And it's like, no, man, I'm watching the actions they run. And to your point, there's a first option, there's a second option, there's a third option, there's a fourth. Every play does. But for the Nuggets, it's
Everybody's involved.
Yeah, yes, but what I'm saying
Nugget is good.
but it doesn't matter because they don't get to the third option because the first option works 90% of the
Because the
time,
first option
and the
is
other 10% of the
Jamal
time, the second option works. And you're like, well, there is third, fourth, fifth option, but it just doesn't matter. They never get to it because it's that layup that was our first option is there.
I just thought of a great. Would you rather?
Let me hear it.
Would you rather cheer for a center who scores almost 30 points nightly, but 20 of those come from free throws?
So true.
Or
That's a great one.
would you rather cheer for a center who scores lower than that, never gets any free throws,
But also
but
gets
has
a
a
triple
lower-
double?
near a triple, misses a triple double, but has a lower point total every night? Do you want just the point total, or do you want to watch your center actually make a basket?
I'm telling you, I have a fire monologue. I think it's fire. I worked on it today, filming it later this week, coming out next week. I'm very
I'll save
excited
it
for
then.
it. I'm
Save it
saving
for
it.
you.
But what I'm going to say is, one of the things I don't get is when people, to your point, or dislike or this is boring, and I'm always like, guys, you want to watch the free throws? Like, is this what we like? Is the
Yeah.
guy is at the free throw line 18 times a game and he just keeps knocking them down? That's what's fun. Like, Jokic does so much fun stuff, man. Tonight,
Dude, his that Sombor, was that even a Sombor shuffle? That
On
was like
Mason?
a Serbian strike from.
It's funny you picked that.
And
example.
it was
It
a foul.
They
And
high
it
fived
was
at the
a
top of
foul.
the
He's
shot.
Jokic is so funny because he shoots it. He looks at the ref, then he looks at the shot to go in, then looks back at the ref. And he's just like, "What, man? Like, what the hell?"
Yeah.
It's so funny. He's so fun. He's honestly pure joy.
But also at the risk of belaboring the point, like what is it going to take? They high fived. I mean, like
Yeah.
he's the MVP. Call a foul. Sorry. Getting
You know what
fired
the
up
thing
again.
is it's a different officiating crew almost nightly, and none of them give him the calls. So, is it systemic? Is it something about the way that Nikola Jokic plays the basketball game where
That has
It's
to
a
be
little
some
bit
of
of all of it. It's a little
he
bit of all of
looks
it.
unencumbered by the action, or like
That's what I think it is.
I
I think
think
it's
so,
because
too.
he doesn't make athletic moves where he goes flying. They think it's like it doesn't do anything,
It's finesse.
but it does affect the shot.
it affects it, but he still makes it. So I don't even know. It's very confusing.
The
Very
skill portion of the game requires that you sort of avoid contact. And when guys make contact, it's because they stepped out of the lines. What the NBA teaches you, the NBA game teaches you, is that you should be hunting for contact. And
Yes.
everybody should hunt for contact. Like, there is drawing fouls is a skill. But in the NBA, it's like so out of whack. It's just so far beyond what the healthy limit of like foul hunting is. And it's hard, I think, to play both a skill, smart, finesse game and be constantly just looking for contact or this or that,
Right.
and that's
But
where
you
it's
know
at.
what? This is why I love Eric's question, because if that respect never comes, then I'm going to lean into, you know what? I'd rather watch this dude do it this way anyway, man.
You can have 30 with 20 free
You can
throws,
take your
and I'll
11
take
and a half a game.
24
right.
the hard way. No
The
problem.
thing is, and we all trust Jokic for this in the playoffs, but it's just like that'll be his burden. Whether this is fair or not, you are good enough for it to not matter, and that's up to you.
Here's a question while we wait for Harrison, and I'll start with buckets.
Is Harrison doing a
Post-game.
post-game lift?
He's getting a post-game lift on right now. It's really
Jokic.
wild.
If he comes onto the show more handsome, I'm going to lose it.
Well, shit, man, you just distracted me from my brilliant question. Oh, I got it.
Oh.
Is there anything that can happen over the next, let's say, 10 games? I mean, Nuggets have 20, but let's say 10 games. Is there anything that can happen that would make you think, you know what? Denver's not a title contender. They're title favorites.
What? I mean,
Anthony Davis ruled out for the season.
You still got Brooklyn, so it would have to be injuries, in my opinion.
Really? There's nothing they can do.
But no. But let me be clear: not to have a chance, to be the favorites.
Right.
To be the favorites, I think it's going to require.
it's the same way that
injuries.
Jokic has climbed up into the MVP race through not only his successes but others' failures. Because you're right, like favorites means what do the people who decide things think?
No. I'm asking in your mind. Not for Vegas.
well,
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Because
Vegas.
I was going to say, it takes a while for the national people to catch up.
I'm talking about in your mind that you go, you know what? Denver's the best team out there. Not a contender, not in the conversation.
Do they play the Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah, you have to go. Yeah, you
Okay.
still think you're still afraid of Brooklyn, huh?
No, but I'm saying like if I watch them wax the Nets, I'll be like,
Oh, they don't play. I don't think they play. Oh,
You
they
know
do
what?
play Brooklyn actually.
You know what? If they get a Lakers in the first round of 4-5 and they blitz the Lakers, unlikely. But if that happens, then you have to go look yourself in the mirror and say,
All right,
maybe they're better.
Maybe
than
this is a hot take. And I'm not saying this would make me like 100% confident they're favorites, but make me confident enough that I would look at the odds and put a good amount of money on it. Will Barton starts finishing at the rim and his efficiency goes up. To me, that's it. Because I look at it and I go, those four pieces, the big four, they make sense. Will Barton is just like this, and especially with getting to the rim. But if he becomes a guy like Will Barton is by no means an all-star, but he's a hell of a player. Like he's a hell of a scorer, and he's a starter. He could do all these different things. He just hasn't finished at the rim, up and down shooter. If all of a sudden his athleticism, he looks like he did last year in the month of January when he was helping carry that team. If he looks like that, I would look at it and I'd say, why are we afraid of Brooklyn?
Right.
Why are you afraid of the Lakers? Now all of a
'cause
sudden
they
you got
can't guard
five
us.
guys. Now you're an unstoppable five-man lineup, and I would look at that and I'd say, I got it. I like it. Right now, Will Barton, the weak link, but still a very good player, but a weak link. Shot selection, finishing.
You know what it is? I want to see the bench unit become codified and start to work as one.
I just think all that stuff matters less in the playoffs.
It definitely does.
It's a factor. You're not wrong, but it's not. To me, it's not the difference between the best teams.
The thing I worry about the Brooklyn matchup is that team has so many shot makers. I worry that Jamal and MPJ would stop playing team ball and just want to match them shot for shot.
That's a good take.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I think
Good angle.
those guys deserve a little more credit. Or actually, Michael Porter's still
You know,
early
I'm
in
wrong.
this, but I think they deserve a little bit more credit for like, what has Will Barton ever said to us about Jokic? Like, the guy, if anybody understands Jokic, it's Mo Barton's like, dude, this guy, are you kidding? He's Shaquille O'Neal of this era. What do we have?
Mike asks through Super Chat, I've scanned it. It looks like it's free of typos this time. It says, although we are low on Jokic's fouls, have you noticed a lack of Wolverine scratches on his arms as of late? Maybe just calluses now then?
Deep cut.
This is a really good question. If Jokic's arms have become calloused.
It's a deep cut.
I kind of want to go back to Bucket's point. I don't know if it's necessarily as much about any individual saying it's my time, but it will be an approach thing. Like Denver, I think is arguably the most complete, maybe not the most talented, but most complete starting five in the league. And I think if they come out and say, well, we're going to move the ball, the bodies will move, and we're committed to clamping down. Like if they have that approach, they're competitive with anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something too, though, of like, oh, can we try to beat Brooklyn at their game? I don't think anyone can.
I feel like Michael Porter has so much confidence, he would feel like he has to play Kevin Durant evenly.
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a process to this. This is part of what makes Denver so intriguing, is that there was a process to all of this. It gets ingrained in you. When you're right that when things come together real quickly, like maybe a team can break from that because the foundation isn't very solid. This foundation's solid, man. This foundation between Jokic and Murray is 6 years running.
Right.
With Michael Porter, it's now 3 years. I know one of those was a redshirt year, but we were there. We watched how hard it was to get Michael Porter to the point he was there. And the difficulty of it is part of what makes it so firm, because it took real struggle for you to get there. So I do worry that maybe that is a thing, but I don't worry that much. They know what makes them win.
That's what all these growing pains have been about for the last
100%.
Here's how you know that the Nuggets are, like, why they are, or at least you know that what they appear to be is true is that when a big moment happens on the court, it generally results in somebody embracing Nikola Jokic. It's not like somebody jumps up and like pounds their chest like, I'm the king of the world. It's like they all just hug.
Yeah. Oh man, did you see the RJ Hampton? The RJ Hampton Nikola Jokic hug from last game. I almost like shed a tear.
By the way,
it was a full. That was a real hug, man.
For those curious, you can find it online. Some good pictures. Jeremy and Jokic laughing it up before the game. Big hugs after the game. Don't think this is in doubt for anyone, but Grant and the players on this team get along fine.
We have personally spent a lot more time together than Jokic and RJ.
We never hug.
Would you ever hug me like
Sometimes,
I would hug
sometimes
you. I would
when
hug
Adam
you.
and I hug, it looks a lot like that picture, actually.
I'm not talking about
You guys
bro.
haven't spent 83 days in the bubble.
Oh,
Neither has RJ.
true. That's true.
That's a great point, actually. What are you
Neither
talking
did
about,
RJ.
All right, I see a call coming in. I wonder who it is that's calling here.
Who's
Could
who's blowing
it
down
possibly be a man with the wind in his hair?
He is still setting up his shot, but it is windy.
It is getting windy in here. Oh, we lost somebody. Did Dev go home?
Dev went home. The wind blew Brendan from his chair. Things have become disrupted ever since we thought about Harrison becoming part of our lives.
We gotta alter the show, man. Like the Nuggets, just for whatever reason, don't care about the timing of the show.
I think that they especially don't care.
They especially don't,
trying to
and it's very
torpedo
frustrating.
DNVR.
Harrison, we're extremely eager to see you because we just filled 1 hour of conversation about the most regular blowout win you could possibly imagine.
I'm ready to talk with Buckets about some classic Fairview basketball moments, but we can talk about the Nuggets game if you guys want.
Well, I'm actually curious to hear inside the post game, and usually we start with Michael Malone, but I'm curious if you got to sit in at all on Jerami Grant's post game today.
I did not. No, I did not.
All right. Well, then we'll go to Michael Malone.
Like it is.
Yeah. No, I'm interested to hear what Jeremy had to say. I'll definitely check it out, but I did not get a chance to sit in on it. Michael Malone tonight after the win, pissed off, upset.
He was upset.
He was upset. He said, "We got the win. Our offense played at a high level. The defense was poor. Our approach was all right. It could be better. We're going to have to defend a hell of a lot better tomorrow night against the Spurs, who, just for the record, have the 20th ranked offense in the league."
Well, I have a feeling they're going to do it. That's not surprising, and Malone does have to bang that drum. I get it, but at the same time, if I'm a player, I'm like, sure thing, coach. Yeah, I'm going to go home and really reflect on the defense we didn't play tonight, and we'll be better tomorrow.
Yeah, he said defensively we were trading baskets with them the whole night. The offense is carrying us right now. We've got to find a way to be more consistent defensively.
Did he mention the OK Corral at all?
No, I was waiting for that one.
Dang it.
Could not get it from him, though.
All righty. Well, what else was he? So he was frustrated. Was there anything positive he had to say?
He was happy that they out-rebounded the Pistons. He
Okay.
was thrilled about the assists that Denver handed out tonight, and I think they're on this streak right now of 25 assist games. That's 6 or 7 games long. I think it's 7 games long now, 25 plus assists. So he was happy about that.
36 tonight is pretty massive, man. That's quite a few.
70 points, 72 points.
More than that, I believe, because
Unless some of them are three-pointers.
most were probably 3-pointers. 3-pointers tend to be assisted. That's a little detail for you.
All right, genius.
All right. I don't know. Is there anything else from Malone, or do you want to move on to some of these players?
Yeah, we can move on. Nikola kind of echoing Malone's comments, which I'm sure is what he said post-game in the locker room. Nikola said, "We are showing greatness. We're also showing really bad minutes at the same time. We're showing we can be really good. We are showing we can be really, really good, a really good defensive team, and then we show a lack of focus." And then he was asked if he feels like the team gets satisfied when they get a big. He said, "It seems like it." And again, that was pretty much echoing what Malone was saying post-game.
Did you feel at any moment that lead was in danger of going away?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, this is like, I get it. I get it tonight, and there are nights where I'm like, okay, like Orlando, like, hey, why didn't you play well or this or that? But tonight wasn't one of them for me personally. Maybe I'm not quite the winner to be at the NBA level, which is actually a fact. But tonight I look at that game and I go, yeah, they're fine. They killed him. Well, it was never close.
Yeah, like Michael Porter was talking about it too, and he said, once we get up 25, we need to continue to play Nuggets basketball, play defense, work hard, and get that lead up to 35 to 40.
Little does he know what Nuggets basketball means is blowing big leads to bad teams.
I will say, though, there is something to Michael Porter wanting to go for blood that I just like. You know, you get – I do think Jamal Murray has a lot of that, too. People were talking about – I saw some conversation online about, I don't know if I like Jamal Murray clowning RJ. This like I kind of like it, man. Like when the clock's running – just try to murder the team you're going up against. And I like that MPJ seems to have this as well.
Yeah. Mike was also just talking about the vibe around the team. He said, we're just having fun. We love playing with one another. We're just having fun right now. And I asked him and I asked Will, because Michael Malone had that comment that I thought was really interesting a couple games ago where he said that after the Aaron Gordon trade, he could sense that the locker room was just a little more reinvigorated. There's just more energy in the locker room. And both Mike and Will pretty much agreed with that. And especially Will was saying it kind of showed us that we're going for it. And I think that gave us like an injection of energy.
Man, that's a great quote. What do you make of that, Buckets? Players feel like the trade meant something to them. Like, oh, we're all in. The front office wants to win as bad as we do.
That's fantastic. I mean, that's definitely what you want to hear. What I would like to know is, have the Nuggets talked publicly about any goals for the rest of the season in terms of seeding or anything, or just working on the chemistry?
I haven't heard anything about particular seeding. They're just trying to, again, just play more consistent basketball, play Denver Nugget basketball, according to Michael Malone. I think it's too early to think about seeding. Probably.
Yeah.
You probably got to get to the point when you've got, like 5 games or so left, because it's going to be super tight from here on out.
Yeah. All right. What else you hear from the players tonight?
So Will Barton was talking about just the offensive talent on this team. And I'm sure you guys hit on this, but a season high in points tonight without Jamal Murray. And I know it was the Pistons, but I mean, still. And Will was just kind of listing off the guys on the roster. He goes, our MVP, Nikola, Jamal's showing out this year. Mike's taking a step this year. And then he's just like going down the roster and he's like, Paul, JaMychal, PJ. He's like, damn. We got a lot of talented guys. We're deep.
I love Thrill so much, man.
He's such a team guy. That's
All the Nuggets are good. And
All the Nuggets are
Dylan
good.
Cantor is calling for MPJ plus AG to be known as the Vibes.
Vibe 1, Vibe 2.
Oh, man, I'm kind of with it.
And then we talk about
I'm kind of with it.
the Vibes being immaculate.
Oh, my God, I'm kind of with it. I like
Dylan,
it.
You've given us something to
Vibe
think
Squad,
The
the
Vibe
Vibes,
Brothers,
the
dude.
Vibe Brothers. Oh, my God. We might have stumbled upon this, although I don't know. I just had a rockiest shot. It might be the rockiest. I don't know. Okay, I like it though. I dig it. It's personal to me. What? Anything else?
The only other thing I've got here is, do you guys remember that play where it was Yoke at like the foul line, Aaron Gordon under the basket, and they pass it back and forth like 4 times?
My God, yes.
So Yoke was asked about that play, and he said, I kept giving it to Gordon. I was like, why didn't you score? Because he thought it's easier for Aaron Gordon to score under the basket than for him. That's why he kept giving it to him.
Man, I like that, man. I thought that play was awesome, man.
Yeah, well, it was funny.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon caught the ball like at the last pass he made before Jokic actually made the bucket. He was like 2 feet under the basket. It was physically impossible for him to make a shot at that point.
At least the last pass of the 4 passes that went back and forth was a joke.
It's like literally just playing hot potato.
At that point, he's kind of like, "Damn, you do it."
It was like
I think what it was. I think what it was Aaron Gordon just trying to return the favor, because he's talked about this a lot. He's like, Yoke's just setting me up. every single time down the floor. I just want to return the favor every once in a while. So I think that's what he was trying to do.
Guys, do I love Aaron Gordon?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I think I love this guy.
Well, first off,
Like, it's real love.
I've not known you to be capable of love.
Well, that's true. What is this feeling I'm feeling? It's not
do you feel-
hungry. It's not
Do
angry.
you feel tacit approval of Aaron Gordon?
I do. I don't know what it is. No, I'm serious, man. Like, that answer is so dope that he's just like,
great.
man.
Isn't it amazing how much a basketball situation changing can change a guy's mood? Like, 180.
I'm
We
telling
talk
you
about it all the time.
At the beginning of the season, like we were looking at each other like, are we gonna have to do this all year?
Eric almost quit.
No, I was almost quit.
He just didn't want to be on the show anymore. It was like,
At
wasn't
one
having
point,
fun.
he said, "I don't like the Nuggets anymore." I was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, dude!"
He's like, Jokic sucks. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe he said it. It
I
was
said all the
really
Nuggets are
offensive.
bad, and I
said all the-
and I went home.
Okay, he didn't say any of those things, but he was not enjoying being
I
on
was
the
not
show.
That was
enjoying
as well.
before you had Rakia.
That was before I had Rakia, although I generally enjoy life the least while I'm drinking Rakia.
Another play we didn't talk about, Harrison. I don't know if you could see it from where you were, although I'm sure they showed it on the Jumbotron afterwards. Pass to Jokic, a little wild, throws it with one hand and then the other. Like, he's had the water polo passes, but that one was like, I don't even know what that was. Just two taps
Are you talking
into the
about the tip-in?
basket. But
Yeah,
he tapped it first with like the left hand
To himself.
to him
Yeah.
to his right hand, and then tapped it from his right hand into the basket. Like, who does this?
That'll be on the Hall of Fame highlight reel.
It might be
We don't deserve it.
Harrison
It
speechless.
was wild. It was wild, man. And it's like his hand-eye coordination is so wild. And we've made this joke so many times, but he's the type of guy who's just great at everything that he tries.
It's not a joke.
Basketball, ping pong, spike ball. He's just great at everything.
Yeah.
And it's because his hand-eye coordination is just unreal.
Well, the Nuggets are good, maybe boringly so.
I know I'm a
And-
little over it, to be honest.
and-
I miss the struggle.
Oh, the struggle.
You know,
It's
you
so
look
long.
back. You look back. Once you've reached the mountaintop,
Just taunting fate. You're just begging for a loser's lounge.
once you've achieved the highest form of human accomplishment, what's left?
I'm telling you, on a scale of 1 to 100, Harrison, what was the question we asked? We had a scale.
Oh, how confident are you in the Nuggets as contenders?
I can't remember what
You
the
said
question
favorites.
As-
was. No, that was a different question. I can't remember what it was. What the heck is going on right now, Kale? What am I watching on my screen? Oh, there it is. I guess we'll just get out of here, Harrison. This was a rough,
right.
This is the roughest winners lounge I've ever had to talk about.
Bye,
Yeah.
Harrison. Drive
We,
safe.
by the way, it's been taken out of our hands. The Smuggets is now a thing, and
Oh, the Smuggets, baby.
Rayvon says there's still plenty of struggle ahead, and I said no. There's plenty of smuggle. There's plenty of smuggle ahead of us.
I want to address something I actually don't have an explanation for. Dev called for the likes. We were at 400 likes. Dev left. We're back down to 350.
What? Somebody
Did 50 people unlike the
What's-
video?
what's
Dev,
that
what is
left?
this black
They
magic?
probably don't like me.
Come back.
It must
No,
have
it's
been
not you.
that. It must
It's
have been.
not
No,
you.
it might be him. It's not us. It's certainly not us. Thanks everybody for hanging with us tonight. In what was the weirdest winners lounge?
One more super chat.
We got one more super chat.
Mike Wilson was asking Mr. Win. Well, Brendan, you be Mr. Win. Ready?
This is just Malone not playing bull.
I think it's just bull. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows why? Tough love. It works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't.
It only works if you have the runway to do it.
Well, with bull, you have the runway to do it.
That's the
like-
point. So he can do the tough love. He can't give him the Jerami treatment if you only got 1 year. You need the runway. He's got it with bull. So he's playing fast and loose with human emotions.
Hey, we saw Gary Clark tonight.
We did see Gary Clark.
I just want to say one last thing. I love Monte Morris.
Oh, good
dude.
good last
Dude,
note.
he's
That's a great last note.
Monte
I mean,
Morris
even
is
in, like,
Mr.
he's-
Mr. Smugget.
He's not like even like the fifth thing you talk about in a win, but he's just so solid. And when
100%.
he's not there, you miss him.
He's also
100%.
like, man, I don't remember what the play was today. Oh, I think it was Jokic's like buzzer beater, and he's on the bench, or he just comes into frame, and like his cheers are just like they make me happy when I
Can
see
you imagine
him.
if Monte was your friend?
I can't.
Can you imagine?
He is
Love
my
that guy.
friend. He just doesn't know it.
He would be the best, man. It was the best.
Hey, he would like just show up with a Taco Bell party pack, unannounced.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We are back here tomorrow. We got the San Antonio Spurs in town. We're going to be doing a pregame show. I can't wait to hear what Greg Popovich has to say about these Nuggets. He always has a little bit of hype to him.
He's going to get annoyed about talking about Jokic again.
I know. I actually think if somebody asks him about it, he's going to like...
Both of those things are going to happen.
Well, maybe I'm not excited about it anymore. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hit the like button on the way out. Hit the subscribe button. Did we get to 10,000, Kale? Did you check? Are we there? Did we hit our number? We got quite a bit. We did hit quite a bit, but we did not. All right, I'll tell you what, tomorrow. It's going to happen tomorrow.
And join DNVR. Be one of us. Get a free t-shirt. Hang out with Buckets since '88 in the Discord lounge.
76.
Goodbye, everybody.